Alright, so what is up, guys and girls? We are back one more time with another banger for you guys, you feel me? But today we're not going to talk about the car, the build, or anything like that. We're going to talk more so on the beginner side, because I've got a lot of questions and DMs about should you buy a new Edge as far as for your first car. And my answer to that is absolutely not, because it is, no, I'm playing. Absolutely, man. The new Edge is a great car. It's never left me stranded too much, man. Set aside from the stuff that I've done to it, like the stupid stuff I've done to it, it's never like left me stranded or on the side of the road or anything like that. So the new Edge is a really good car, man. It's a really good first car. I would honestly start off with I would get the 4.6. There is a V6, you know, you could get the V6 version, but I would honestly just save up a little bit more money and get the 4.6 because it's just so much more fun, you feel me? It doesn't come with a ton of horsepower. It's like 300 and some change or whatever, but that horsepower that does come with it is super fun because it has a lot of torque, you feel me? So it is really good torque wise. And then if you want to get spicy, if you're feeling kind of spicy or whatever, you can hit some 373 gears or you can hit some 410s, you feel me? And once you put those in there, you're up from there, man. You're gonna feel like you're 50, 100 horsepower more, you feel me? So it just changes the whole world. I don't know how, but it just does. At least to me it did. So if you want to daily drive it and stuff like that, I would go with 373s just to be a little more modest. And then if you don't care, if you're just trying to like go red light to red light, it's not your daily. Even if it is your daily, if you want to just go 410s and get buck wild, now you're talking my language, you feel me? I like it. So either way, I love them both, and they're both great. So like I said, save the money up, go with the 4.6, and leave the V6 to the side. There's nothing wrong with it, but you'd have a lot more fun with the 4.6. So save up some money and do that. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of pros about it and a little bit of cons about it, and then you decide if you want to get the new Edge, you feel me? It's not like I said, it's not a bad car. There's not a lot of things that you have to worry about, but I'm going to tell you some pros and some cons that I've been through and I've witnessed. And yeah, man, so I'm going to get right into it, and you guys can just be the judge after this, all right? So basically, the first pro is that, man, it's not too expensive to come by, you know? Like, they're not too hard to come by as far as for a good price. If this is your first car and you don't want to build it or do anything like that, then I would look for one with a good amount of, like, lower miles, better body, and stuff like that. You might spend a little more, but you'll get what you pay for, honestly, man. You'll get what you pay for. But if you're like me and you want to work on it and stuff like that, I would just find one that's like 3,000 or something like that. A little higher in miles. The body's not in the best shape, but you know you're going to fix it and make it look pretty anyway. So you can go either spectrum you want. You're going to spend a little more if you do go with the, you know, like old people garage kept and stuff like that Mustang, opposed to like people that are just driving it daily and they're just, you know, doing what they got to do with it. So either way it goes, you're going to spend a little more at that, and you could save some money if you just want to, you know, if it's a fixer-up or if it's your project or stuff like that. So keep in mind that is a major thing that you're going to have to decide when you are purchasing your Mustang. So that is one. A pro. A con with it is that the parts aren't the cheapest to come by. They are easy to come by, so that is a pro. But the cons is they're not the cheapest to come by. And everybody says, oh, you can find them everywhere and this and that. Trust me, listen, I've went through a lot of parts with that new Edge, you feel me? And they're just not as cheap as I thought. Maybe it's just because I thought they were a lot cheaper or something. I don't know. But people told me that they're going to be cheap and they're going to be like not too expensive. But I really spent a lot of money on car parts for that car, you feel me? So I don't know. It was just maybe, I don't know. But to me, it was expensive. It wasn't the cheapest route to go. So if you're looking for a cheaper route and stuff like that, my Civic was a little cheaper. I wouldn't say a lot more cheaper, but it was more cheaper than the new Edge for some reason. I don't know why. So that is a con if you are looking into it. Just make sure you know that the parts you can find everywhere, which is a pro, and then they are going to be a little bit more cheaper. I mean, a little bit more expensive. So just be careful and just be mindful of that when you are purchasing a Mustang or the new Edge or whatever. So another pro to it is that, man, like the exhaust and everything, it just sounds super, super good, man. It sounds amazing to me, you feel me? So that is a pro. It does sound super good if you just put, you know, a good exhaust setup, or if you want to get wild and run straight pipe or whatever you want to do, whatever situation, the 4.6 does sound amazing. So either way it goes, you're in good hands, you feel me? So just make sure that, like I said, get the 4.6, and then I'm not gonna tell you which one to get, but I would definitely get the 5-speed manual if you can. If you can't drive a stick, it takes like 2 days to learn. If that, if you're a fast learner, you can learn in a couple hours. So um, get it because it would be a big mistake for a long term. You feel me? So I would just go with the 5-speed. Like I said, if you're just driving it daily and you want to get spicy and stuff like that, the 5-speed is the way to go. Then if you're just hard down like standing by the automatic, hey, get the automatic too. They're both amazing. They both sound good. So either way, that's good on that part. A con to it is it's not the best on gas, but who cares? Like it's a V8, it's a race car, so that really doesn't matter. If you're buying a race car and you're or V8 at that matter, and you're trying to save gas mileage, then we're in the wrong game. You feel me? So that is a con, but it's not really a con because I mean we should know at this point if we're getting that car with that motor, then the mileage is gonna be the best. So that's what it is. But all in all, man, I love it. The car is absolutely amazing. I wouldn't change it for anything. I was debating on that in the 240, and I just went with the New Edge because the body is amazing, and that is another pro that I was going to get to. The body is absolutely amazing, and I love it. It's just so sleek and smooth, man. I don't know. It's just something about it that I love. And then my goal was to, my whole goal when I started building this, I was like, you know what? I want a 240, the S13 hatch. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to build it to the point where it looks like a Mustang and a 240 mix. So that has been my goal, and that is still my ultimate end goal. So for anybody that's asking, what am I building? Like what is my end goal with it? It is basically to make it look like a American Japanese 240. You feel me? So that is it. I know I'm gonna get hate, and I've been getting hate, but like I said before, there's a lot more love and a lot more respect. So that is the end goal, and that's what I look at when I'm building my car. There's a lot more love and a lot more respect. So that is the end goal, and that's what I look at when I'm building my car. So the pro to that is that it is super, super sleek body. It is amazing. It just looks so appealing to the eye. You can do a simple, like you can drop it 2 inches. Even if it's not all crazy and fancy, you can drop it 2 inches. It'll look amazing, man. Just put some tires and wheels, and it looks absolutely great. A con to it is that it's not really a con if you're not trying to do like super fancy boy stuff and all that, but if you are trying to do that, the con to it is that it is a ton of money if you are trying to get it super low and do a lot of stancy boy stuff to it. You feel me? I mean, at least if you're trying to get it to drive correctly and get good drive quality and stuff like that. Because for me, I'm not going to even lie to you and say my car is the most amazing to drive. Honestly, look, I'm going to be 110% because I love y'all, and I'm going to tell you the God honest truth. My car is not pleasant to drive. It's not the best driving experience. I don't love driving it and stuff like that. It is very uncomfortable to drive. It is very stiff. It is bouncy. It's hard to turn sometimes. I got to speed over reflector so I don't bust my oil pan. This goes on and on. I got to watch the railroad tracks I go over. I got to watch the rock in the road. I got to watch everything. It goes on and on. So it is stressful to drive my car. You feel me? It's not a walk in the park. It's not fun. Like, it's not the funnest to drive. So if you're trying to go super stancy boy and super low and stuff like that, it does cost a lot of money because those cars are not meant to be at that height. So if you're going to do that, I would honestly go to the year after. It's like a S195 or whatever it is, the 06s and stuff like that. I would go to that year just because, I mean, they're a lot more fun. I love that body style too. My brother has it, and I absolutely love it. And they're just easier to get low, man. And then, of course, if you can afford to go higher, then, I mean, the higher you go, the easier it is to work on. The easier it is, like, the lower they can get. You feel me? So if you go a little higher, you can get the IRS. It comes to the IRS. You can carry the front and rear, and you can do some cool stuff with it. So, it's just, like I said, it's all dependent on your budget, but that is another con, that it is super expensive to get it low and stuff like that because they're not meant to do it. And they are really, really hard to work on once you start getting past the capacity that you're supposed to be at with it, kind of technically, you feel me? So once you get low enough, like 3 inches and below, it starts getting weird, like the harnesses and the fender and all that stuff. Everything gets kind of stupid and weird. So if you're not trying to exceed that, then it is a great car. It's a great car, and you'll absolutely have an amazing time with it, you feel me? So that's basically it. I just want to give you guys a little pros and cons for people that were thinking about buying a car and weren't too sure, if you're on the fence about buying a car, stuff like that. To wrap it all up, I'm going to say that it is an amazing car. I love it. It stands by everything that it's rapped about, you know. It stands by its word. It's never broke down on me as far as stock work and everything that's done to it, lowering and stuff like that, it gave me some troubles and stuff like that. But that is from what I did, not from the factory and stuff like that. But it's never broke down on me, like I said. So it is a great car, but the downside is that if you are trying to get super low with it and stuff like that, it will be super expensive and time consuming for sure. And yeah, man, so that's basically, I mean, other than that, it's not the worst car to work on, like as far as lowering, but it's not the best car by any means. And honestly, if I were to do it again, and I know what I know now, I wouldn't do a new edge. I wouldn't like get it super low and stuff like that. I wouldn't do that. I would just go to a year above, because I like both years. I like the new edge a little more, but I still do like the year above that, and I know it'd be a lot easier. So that's just my opinion, and that's what I would do if I had to do it all over again, you feel me? So that's gonna wrap up the video. Like I said, it's a great car, so anybody that was thinking about buying a car, it's an amazing car, you should buy it. Just keep in mind that if you are trying to get dirt nasty low, it will be kind of tricky. But if you're just trying to daily it and be nice and sporty and add power, because, oh, and that is the thing, it is easy to get power out of those motors too, so that is another that you can look at. And yeah, man, it's amazing. So that's gonna wrap up the video. Thank you guys again so much. I do have a walk around coming for you guys. I'm gonna show you everything from top to bottom, the rear, the setup, what I have coming next, and all the other great stuff. So please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. You always motivated to keep driving. Let's get this party cracking. Thank you guys. I love you.